Martin's just too far away to ask for advice on this one. But it's a solid 80 to 81. Could it be another coin? I'm not sure. It just sounds just a little bit too scratchy, but then who knows? We have got a clod shot. Can't see anything. I don't think. I think that's a stone sticking out. Oh no, wait a second. What is this? What is this? Ah, it is aluminium. Or aluminum, as they say in the business in the United States. But hey ho. You've got to dig it to try, but I did think it sounded a bit iffy. This time we've got a 42/43. So I'm thinking maybe a button or maybe a piece of lead. Okay, we're out the hole. I didn't see anything obvious. What's that? That is the dreaded foil. Right, mental note. Foil 40-ish. Oh well. Well, I had a solid 75. Don't ask me why I didn't film it, because I had several pieces of tin foil and foil which were all in the 40s to 60s, and I really should have filmed it, but hole there, dug it out, boom, straight away. I think we've got a buckle. Question is, how old is it, and is it decorated? I think it might still have the pin as well. Let's tease it apart. It has, still got the pin. There we go. Yeah, that's probably got a little bit of age to it, I would say. Right, let me give it a little rub-a-dub on the trousers, on the jumper, and see if we can get any decoration. And there we go. I really like that. There's no obvious decoration on it, but that has got a bit of age to it, I would say. Still got the pin, which often is not the case. Normally the pin, or often the pin, is made of iron and disappears or rots away. Now, date-wise, what do we reckon? I'm going to take a guess and say it's probably like 1700s. What do you think? Could it be older? The pin is very, very crude, which makes me wonder if it could be sort of even medieval or sort of early post-medieval. We class medieval in Scotland until about, if I remember rightly, I think it's 1385 or 1485. 1485 I think it is. So what do you reckon to that? And also, what's it off of? Is it a buckle for a shoe, or is it one of these buckles that you would have at the bottom of your trouser leg? I'm certainly getting to grips with the DEUS II, I must admit. As I say, I have religiously, probably every single day that I have gone to my bed, I normally have watched a 10 or 15 or sometimes a 3-minute video about the DEUS II and how to tune it, how to alter it, how to play about with it, and also, more importantly, just what the sounds and the numbers can come out like. So I think I'm reaping my reward. The moral of the story is, if you get a metal detector, learn how to use it. Most people give up within a short space of time, and stick at it. We have another very nice sounding signal. A solid 65. Could be a coin. I'm thinking more maybe a button, but a coin would be tremendous. Let's see what we get. Okay, we're out, and still a solid 65, but didn't sound quite so good, just a little bit sort of tinny. Okay, I think we've got another clod. We do have another clod, and I just caught a glimmer of gold, but I don't think it's the right kind of gold. See just here, now that is gold, but not the type that I like. I tell you, I'm getting to grips with this machine pretty quickly. That sounded like it was a bit faint, it was a bit wishy-washy, and it was coming in at 45, and you'll remember previously that was tinfoil, and that is exactly what it is, tinfoil. A little eyes only find. Now the last 2 times I've done this, I've pulled it out and it's been a plastic tube for a silicone gun, but I'm hoping 3rd time's a charm. I think we've got a little bit of a clay pipe stem. And yes, we do. You can see the little hole through the middle, and that is off a little clay tobacco pipe. Fantastic. So tobacco really started coming to the UK in large amounts in the 1600s, but it was incredibly expensive. Over time though, through into the start of the Victorian period, it got cheaper, and the bowls on the end that you put the tobacco in grew massively compared with the early days. This is probably, I'm guessing, 1800s into the beginning of the 1900s. You would chug away on them for a certain amount of time, and then you would either have broke them or you would simply throw them away and buy a new one. But nice piece of social history. But smoking is bad for you, so don't do it. Right, I have changed fields, jumped into the one next door. I've barely walked about 6 feet and I've already got a digger coming through at 74. I'm not convinced it's going to be something amazing because it's not a consistent signal, but Martin's been in this field for about half an hour, so I'll be interested to see what he's managed to find so far. But let's give this one a dig and see what we've got. Well, I think I know why it didn't sound great, because there's a big piece of iron somewhere down here which has masked the signal, but it picked it out, and that looks maybe like a coin. And if it is a coin, it's very thin, and that might mean it's a turner. And I think it might well be. Let's give it a wee rub-a-dub and see if we've got any detail on it. I know it's not much to look at, but it is what's called a turner. A copper 2p from the time of Charles I and Charles II. So this would have had a thistle on one side and a crown on the other. Around the edge it would have said "Nemo me impune lacessit," which is basically "Who dare meddle with me" in Latin, which is the motto of the Order of the Thistle and of the Stuart monarchs. So this would have been a 2p back in the day, and it will date sometime between 1625 and 1649 if it was Charles I, and if it was Charles II it would be 1660 to 1685. But unfortunately they don't survive well in the soil, but still I can tell what it is. We'll do you a little live dig because I've caught up with Martin. He's not had much, a couple of fittings off of farm machinery and things, but this one I got at a solid 75, and Martin thinks it sounds good as well, and he's very kindly offered to dig the hole for me. So we're out, I'm sure you can hear that. Question is it a coin or, oh, there you go, what's that? It's either a coin or a button. I think it's a button.
I think it's a coin.
It's a coin. Ha ha ha. I think we might have another turner. We do. I think we've got another turner. 2 in 2 minutes. Let me give it a wee rub-a-dub and see if we can get any detail. It's certainly in better condition than the last one. Oh, it's such a shame, these coins, because they're copper and they're so thin. Even the magic thumb can't pull it back. It's a shame because I thought there was going to be some detail on this, but you can just make out a C and an R at the bottom, and that's for Charles Rex. Above it there would be a crown, which you can maybe just about make out a little bit of a silhouette, but it would be Charles Rex, and then it would say Nemo me impune lacessit, and there'd either be a thistle in the middle or a sword and sceptre. This is Charles I, this one, I think, which will put it at 1625 to 1649. Charles II went to war with Parliament, and the Roundheads against the Royalists, and the Royalists, poor old Charles II, lost, and with that he lost his head in 1649. His son Charles II fled to France. Oliver Cromwell led the country in a republic. Scotland was then invaded by General Monk along with Oliver Cromwell. However, in 1660 Charles II was asked to come back and the monarchy was reinstated. Such a shame, because most of the coins from this period are copper. If only, like England, we were rich with silver at the time, we'd be finding silver hammered coins practically every single day we went out. But we were broke. On to the next. This one, solid 61. See what Martin thinks.
It's a button.
It's a button, says Martin. Only one way to find out. Well, it is not a button, it is just a random piece of metal. The surface fine for me, it just came in 64, 65, kick of the soil, and there it is. Initially wasn't sure, but it's a bullet. It's from a 303, sort of British standard calibre of rifle ammunition from the time of the sort of Boer War in South Africa in the 1880s. All the way through the First World War and into the Second World War. Well, we've had an excellent day, and I think this is probably going to be my last signal, so here's hoping it's something especially good. It's coming in at a solid 80, and Martin reckons he's got a cartwheel based on his sound, so it's just a little bit erratic, but it is a solid 80, it's not jumping about, so let's see, maybe a big tin can, maybe a coin. Well, there is Marty with his big, is that a cart? No, it's not a cartwheel. It's not a cartwheel, it is just a big George III penny, chunky big coin. You can just make out his bust looking to the right, his big potato head, tatty head, 1760 to 1820. There you go. And I had great hopes that, could that be a coin? And I think it's a button. I think that is a loop. Let's see. Yes, it is. I can't tell if there has been decoration on it or not. It's kind of crusty on the outside. I can see lines, but I don't know if that's just from degrading in the ground, corroding. But anyway, it's a button. It's got a squash shank on the back, and it's probably got a date to the 1800s, probably about the same sort of period as Martin's coin that he just got. So that has been the DEUS II put through its first sort of trial day. And I have to say, it's been exceptional. I think the thing about when you try out a new metal detector for the first time, you're just worried that it's going to be too complicated. But I've used the general program all day, and it has not missed a beat. At the same time, it's not missed anything that Martin wouldn't have found with the XP Gold Max as far as I'm aware. But then again, I've told him where to swing to check the signals, so possibly you could argue that he could have walked over things, but that would be more down to him not swinging the coil close enough to the ground or swinging it too fast. But I am very, very happy with the machine. I've had 2 bits of milled silver, I've had 2 coins from the 1600s, and lots of other finds between. So a great introduction. I'm amazed at just how quickly I've got to grips with this machine. I've used the general program all day, and I'm sure with a bit of time I'll start to branch out into other programs, get a bit more depth, get more sensitivity, and really happy with how it's gone. I'm sure there are many more great finds to be had, and we've had an excellent day's detecting. So thanks for watching. If you like what you see, give us a subscription if you don't already, and hopefully we'll see you on the next dig with the new DEUS II.